on cable management.
All right. Counting down.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 82 of the KBMOD podcast. If you're watching this live, you'll notice half the original cast is MIA tonight.
They were killed in a bus crash.
They were killed in a horrible bus crash. Brandon is moved in San Francisco, and by moved in, his stuff is there and he is there. But that's...
He has my 4G Verizon card I gave him, but...
Yeah, he didn't want to... He told me he didn't want to risk it, and he had to unpack, so I respect that. But he'll have internet tomorrow, so he'll be back next week, when hopefully Scumbag Garrettson finally shows up. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was supposed to be here.
He's supposed to be here for like 3 weeks. Anyway, Nick Fenton is at a family event of some kind, and Scott is in Philadelphia as his sister just got married. So that's where those bros are this week.
Nick Fenton he quit Twitch because he got all bent out of shape. He doesn't have an emoticon yet.
He does? It's added?
Yep. Oh, it's added now? Nice. Because he screamed.
That was my entire morning stream. Was people
did you replace
spamming
mine,
Nick
or did you just add him?
No, he just added you, which I was amazed by.
Thanks, John. Good
Because
guy,
we're
John.
already way over the limit. So, but anyway, yeah, we're all here. How's everybody doing?
Oh wait, looks like I was removed.
I can't post my own face in chat. I'm a little bit upset right now.
Maybe you should subscribe.
I did subscribe. I just subscribed about a minute ago, though, so maybe. Yeah. I'm just being trolled.
So we have Chezz here, as you just heard. We have Bob as well. His first appearance since the award show. And we have Hex, who somehow is becoming a regular. I don't know what's going on.
Dan got really drunk last night, and I made him promise to say I could always be on the podcast from now on.
So, and of course, John and I are here from the original, and we have a guest this week who we're gonna talk to first. Here we have Paul, who does Paul's Hardware and also works at Newegg as his day job. You may or may not have seen some videos, like the PC build video that we always put out from Newegg. But how's it going, Paul?
Hey guys, doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
So, we are a PC gaming podcast, and I'm guessing you may or may not have a good gaming PC. So
I feel like he's probably on a Mac if he works for Newegg.
Yeah, that's probably.
It's on a MacBook
I got
Air.
that OS Leopard or something.
One of those big cats they keep naming crap after.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it.
Yes.
So what is your machine packing
Well,
currently?
alright, so I just kind of built what's going to be my machine yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So what I kind of have right now, like what I'm using right now, because I haven't switched over yet, is a Asus Sabertooth C77 motherboard, a 3770K, a Thermaltake Frio cooler, Asus GTX 670, one of the DirectX U2 ones, and then like a Kingston SSD and I think like 16 gigs of memory. And then what I just built yesterday is actually a Gigabyte motherboard that's X79S UP5. And then that's actually got a 3960X in it and 16 gigs of RAM for now. No video card because I'm switching the 670 over to that one. And that's kind of like my new system. And then the Z77 system I'm actually going to start using for benchmarking and stuff. So I'm kind of like right in between right now. I need to get the other one set up before I can actually start using it.
Not bad. Extreme edition. Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
It's a little over the top. That is.
So, I don't know how much time you have for games, but what have you been gaming lately?
That's a good question, and actually, you're very right. Like, my game time is so limited. So lately, I've been playing Crysis 3. I just trying it out, and I mean, I've played through like the first 2 or 3 levels. That's pretty much about all the time I've had. It sucks because I literally spend a lot more time benchmarking the games now than I do playing them, because I'll do that at work half the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should really play these games. I've played so much Battlefield 3, but it's all like just the one level that we benchmark on over and over again. So I play some Civ 5 every now and then, just if I want to kind of zone out and not think for a couple hours. And that's all I could really say I've been playing recently. Oh, Borderlands 2. I actually played a decent amount of Borderlands 2. That I actually played through at least once. Beat it on normal, which was a true achievement for me.
So we are always, well, we talk hardware on here, but not an extreme amount. Just sort of bigger announcements like Titan and things like that. But what is it like basically getting to handle any hardware you want? I mean, you could. You already told us before the show started that you don't get some insane discount or something, but you do get to play with a lot of cool stuff.
I do, and believe me, I consider myself extremely lucky to be able to do that. Like, when it comes to my personal stuff, I'm generally like, I don't go all out. I don't have a crazy water-cooled system or anything like that, but
Just an X-Core processor.
No big deal.
new.
12 threads.
I do. I edit video. I need it for the video editing.
I swear to God, I need it.
It's like, oh,
Totally necessary.
Just a small, 12-thread system.
yeah, he's like,
Six
oh, I'm
threads.
just, it's kind of casual. I got something like 12 threads. I lost count.
It is a 670 though. It's like
Yeah.
670.
he doesn't have like 4
That's
690s or anything. Is what he's
Yet.
saying.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
he's
running-
fine.
Not running SLI. Oh, what was the question? There was a question there somewhere.
What's it like basically getting to handle any hardware you want?
Yes.
You get to-
It's really cool because I mean, this was always stuff that I would read about, like ever since I got into computers, like 14 or 15. Like, read about stuff, go online, read articles and everything. And now, I'll benchmark a couple Titans, and I'm like, holy crap! This is the stuff that I used to read about all the time and kind of drool over, and now I can actually throw them in there and benchmark them and see how they perform. And I had 2 Titans. I did next to nothing with them. I threw them in there. I did the simplest overclock I could without thinking about it or testing or anything like that. And then I ran the new 3D Mark benchmark, the Firestrike Extreme, and I looked at the current leaderboard for that, and it was 1,000 points higher than it. I was like, oh, that was difficult. So yeah, it's it's something that I'm extremely grateful for. So I mean, I guess
You don't taunt people enough, though. See, that's the
I know.
thing. When I first started, when I first started at Twitch, we were actually building our gaming PCs in the back office, and they all have the 2600Ks and 6990s or something. So I just stacked all 10 6990s on top of each other and just tweeted pictures at everybody I know. just because I knew it would make them mad. You should probably look into doing that. It feels really empowering.
I will definitely start doing that. I'll try to throw out some,
It's like lay in a bathtub and cover your entire
yeah.
body with Titans and just be like, hey.
I'll admit, it felt pretty good when I stacked up 14 of my 22 laptops and posted that picture.
yeah.
Nice. I'll see if I can start doing that. I bet I could throw out some taunts along with the pictures of the hardware when it
It's
comes
entirely
back.
professional.
Yeah. And then a good idea from the chat, see, you do that bathtub photo with Titans, and then you sell special edition Titans. These were on Paul in a bathtub. Put,
Paul's
$50 on the
bathroom
price.
Markup at least.
Yeah.
So obviously you have a job that a lot of people really admire and would aspire to. How did you land there, and how long have you been in the business, so to
Get
speak?
into this game. Yeah.
It was a bit of luck, and just a bit of sort of. I mean, looking back at it, I started at Newegg in 2005 in customer service. So I came in to answer phones and help people out with their order problems and stuff like that. Pretty quick, I moved into what's called inspections, which is the place out in the warehouse kind of next to customer service where if you bend your pins on your motherboard, it comes to me, like anything that was wrong or broken or anything like that. So I did that for a while. From there, I moved into a systems analyst position where I was working with like our internal systems and trying to communicate between the people who like customer service and tell our programmers how to, put new buttons in or whatever. And then from there, I got kind of bored of that. I moved into marketing, actually marketing/web. I worked for our forums for a bit. And then at one point they said we're starting our social media program. They were starting up the Facebook page and MySpace at the time, which I'm not even sure if we even bother with anymore, and YouTube. And they're like, well, we have a YouTube channel. I guess we should make videos for it. And somebody had heard that I had a bit of a history, like at college and stuff, with video production. So I said, sure, I'll do a video every couple weeks. I'll do a video, and from there it just kind of grew, and like. I tried to go about it in such a way that I knew I was kind of being honest with myself and honest with the products and straightforward about everything, and that seemed to appeal to people. So it kind of grew from there, and now I think we have 5 people now, 3 full-time, 2 half-time. We're getting a few more people very soon as well.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Very cool.
That's the definition of moving up the ladder.
Yeah. Right there.
Dedication. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're probably very well loved there, if I would guess.
I hope so. People seem to be nice to me. Yeah, the little part in the middle where I was an analyst, that's the only part that, I mean, it was a good job and everything, but that was the point where like I wasn't working with computer hardware at all. So there's a couple years in there where like my knowledge, like historically, of the kind of progress of computer technology, it kind of drops off. But yeah, apart from that, I've always managed to do something where like I got to play with computer parts. I think I did it subconsciously somehow. I just worked it in somehow.
Very cool, very cool. So you do your personal channel, and as you saw before, you're not really here on behalf of Newegg. To clear that up, but
oh yeah, actually, if I could say that real quick, by the way, guys,
go ahead.
I'm here representing Paul. I have my YouTube channel, Paul's Hardware. Anything I say is not necessarily representative of Newegg, and I'm not here representing Newegg. Okay.
There you go. The
He has
legal
their ass covered.
I think that's what I was supposed to say.
Yes. There you go.
They can put the gun down behind you now. Where are my children?
That's why the camera's off. Yeah.
The two men
Not
in
holding him
suits just left my room.
So I have a question just about separating between the Newegg channels and your personal channel. How do you choose like what you're gonna do on the personal channel? Is that stuff that you kind of get yourself, or like how do you choose to like you do a SSD on, if you do it on Newegg and then do it on your personal channel? How does that choice kind of go?
Yeah, this is actually something that I point out in one of the videos that I filmed this weekend, but I have not yet edited. I did a bunch of shooting this weekend, but I haven't edited anything yet, so that's what I'm doing afterwards. Pretty much what I've decided is if I spot stuff at Newegg and it's something that I like I say, oh, that's a uniquely designed case, or this is a SSD with really good performance. If I see that, I'll hit up a manufacturer or the reps that I currently know from working there, and I'll say, hey, is this something I could cover for my channel? See if I can get a sample of it and kind of proceed that way. So I think what I'm going to try to do as far as hardware goes is kind of filter through the stuff that I see at Newegg, pick out the ones that I like, and then try to highlight those on my channel. And who knows, maybe eventually people will just start sending me stuff, and I'll... that's when you get to really tear into something, is if somebody just sends you something randomly, you didn't ask for it.
Right.
Then you can be really picky.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. So we're talking a lot of hardware. There's a couple actually very recent videos that I wanted to ask you about. So these this Yamakaze Leonidas, the
Yes.
30-inch monitor review, is that one of the Korean monitors? The ones
It is.
Yes. Is it Is it good? Because I'm really thinking about getting one of those at some point here, a cat leap or a.
It's funny because the little like highlight of you talking when you talk, the audio is coming through on that monitor as you talk about it, which is weird. It's okay. Yeah, it's been pretty awesome so far, and I think my only like hesitation about it is that you can get the 2560 by 1440 ones, the cat leaps, for like 300.
Yeah.
And when I found this one, it seemed like a pretty steep price hike, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of talked myself into it, and especially now that I want to do additional like benchmarking and that sort of thing, just having the high-res monitor, especially if you have something like a Titan, like NVIDIA says straight up, like don't get this to play 1080, like you need something higher. So for that reason, I had a pretty good use for it. Also, like for video editing, I don't know if you guys do too much of that, but if you're editing 1080 video, doing it on a higher resolution monitor is pretty fantastic because you can actually see the full frame and everything.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, sorry. Getting back to the monitor itself, though, yeah, it's I can tell a little bit on the build quality. Actually, even since I shot that video, there have been a couple things where I was like, oh, that's not fitting together quite as flush as it could, but it's really minimal. And on it, like once it's set up, like the panel itself is the exact same LG 10-bit 2560 by 1600 panel that you'll see in any of their high-end monitors. So it's just the frame around it and the power supply and everything that's assembled by Yamakasi, or I think it's called YTech, the actual company that does that line.
Where did you get it from?
I ordered it off of eBay.
Off of eBay? Okay, yeah. Because that's like the only source, as far as I know, for those monitors.
Pretty much, yeah. I had a friend who had a cat leap who was going to sell it to me, and then I saw this one, and I was like, I think I'm just going to take the plunge. You know, I have lots of different uses for it, and I've been very happy with it so far. The one thing I'm worried about is the first video card I get that doesn't have a native dual-link DVI connector, and there are a few of them out there. Because for that, I think, according to Linus, who posted on my video, he said that if I get a powered dual-link DVI adapter, that should work with it. But those are like $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't upgrade to a monitor like that until I get my 120 hertz.
Yeah, you're addicted to that now.
I can't, absolutely will not play a video game if it's not in 120 hertz. I will leave work early and carry my bike on the train to get home in time for a TF2 match because I will not play on 60 hertz. That is the worst. It's terrible. It's the worst.
That is the see, and I honestly I know exactly what you mean because I have now seen them side by side, and I totally agree. It's incredibly like smooth and everything. I don't play enough of the higher paced like FPS type games that take advantage of that. So for me, it was more like because I don't know if IPS technology can even do that high of a refresh rate. But for me, it was more like about the color depth and everything, and just the size. But I definitely will back you up on that. 120 hertz gaming is pretty fantastic.
It's life changing.
So, and yes, Emperor Piehead, there is an overclockable version of some of those Korean monitors that can go to 120.
Yeah, the cat leaps are 2560 by 1440, and those you can overclock to, I think past 120 hertz. I think you can get some that are native 120, and you can go even higher than that.
Yeah, I know Asus has like 144 hertz monitor.
Yeah, in before John plays on 144 and won't play with anything less.
Well, I remember
I can drop my refresh rate on this one to 100 and it doesn't matter. It's just like 100 and up is what you need.
But I remember watching the video, the Newegg video for the Asus one, and I swear the guy basically said, we just did it kind of because we could. Like, it was, they were like, there's no real use case for this, but it looks sweet.
Is that JJ?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the other piece, actually recent video I wanted to add, and this is relevant because we've been talking a lot about, ever since CES, we've been talking a lot of Steambox, and whatever that's going to end up being, Valve's little project. But you recently did a video on the Newegg channel for the XI3, So how is that thing? Like, it's supposed to be modular, where you can remove different pieces as sort of modules, kind of like the old Pentium 2 parts, I believe they were, that were like a card. So how is that thing? It's so tiny as well.
As far as the actual housing of the little computer itself, I think that was pretty cool how they did it. I mean, it definitely makes sense as far as the design. They kind of took the motherboard, split it into 3 pieces, made it modular, and kind of fit it so you could have one fan that just kind of pushes some air through the middle of it. That one, I think that we actually put up, because I'm not sure how we ended up getting that one in to do the video on it, but it seemed like the actual hardware in that particular unit was a little bit outdated. To my eye. I know there's other versions though. Like there's some that use the newer, that are more geared towards gaming, that use like the I think Trinity or one of the APU setups from AMD, and I think that would make like a reasonable little gaming machine. Especially if they drop some of the newer APUs in there, those can actually do some pretty decent gaming, especially if you're at 1080 and you're not worrying about too much like post-processing stuff. So I think it definitely has potential. I think as far as the modularity of it, you're kind of reliant on the company. As far as I can tell, like I think since it's like a proprietary interface, you'd pretty much be reliant on them to integrate new hardware into the modular parts of it, so that you could swap those in there and get, USB 3 instead of USB 2, or a better graphics card or something like that. So I like the idea. I like little tiny computers like that. I think it's got its place, but that specific one, I think it's more geared towards being like a really low power, like server or stack of servers or something along those lines.
Cool, very cool. So we'll move into some some user questions here, some viewers. So you guys can ask questions in chat. I will try to look for those as well as we ask questions. But we'll start with we have many Twitter questions, and we went over a few of the more fucked up ones before the before the show started.
Those were enjoyable.
Yes. Gosh, I'm looking here. Which one do we want to do? No, we'll talk about my testicles later. That person had a question about that for some reason.
What an audience.
Yes. So we'll go with okay, K9 Hadouken. That's a good question. What keyboard and mouse do you use, Paul? That's a question from K9.
The keyboard I'm currently using is, I'm a little bit embarrassed. It's a Microsoft Ergonomic 3000, I think. It's not a gaming keyboard. Ergonomic 4000. Okay, I'm slightly less embarrassed.
1,000 less embarrassed.
I think, or I've heard some rumors somewhere that Microsoft has a patent on the ergonomic design. I don't know. But I got kind of stuck on ergonomic keyboards a while back, so haven't found a good mechanical one that I'd like to use yet. But the one that actually I would say I've recently tried out that I like the most was the Cooler Master. I forget the model, but it uses the Cherry MX greens. That one was pretty badass. And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hey man, don't be embarrassed about the Microsoft keyboard. I actually like my Lenovo keyboard at work, which is just like the generic one that comes with like the whatever thousands of machines at work. It's got like no features. I just love typing on it though.
It wasn't too far back. I feel like anytime anyone asks for keyboard advice, it'd be like, buy a $10 like black basic keyboard, and that's all you need. And but yeah, the mechanical ones are. I like a lot of the build quality and stuff. I've just been waiting for an actual ergonomic one that strikes my fancy. But then apart from that, mouse actually just recently switched. I was using the Logitech MX518, which is kind of an old standby. I had that since like 2004 or something like that.
That's a solid mouse, though.
Yeah, it's workhorse. It's just been with me forever. But I recently got this Funk mouse, actually. Sorry about that. I just did the video for it on Newegg. I think it was posted on Thursday or Friday. But I talked to the manufacturer friend from there, and sorry about that. Yeah, he sent one over my way. So I've been trying this one out, and I like it actually quite a bit so far. So I'm gonna do a video on my channel for that one too.
Nice. So now we have a non-gaming related question. At BLR Orange Fanta asks, if you had a theme song, and everyone can answer this as well, if you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a building/area, what would said song be?
I think I would have to go for O Fortuna. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one.
I am not.
I'm gonna
Now
have to
I
look
need
that up.
I'm
Yeah.
looking it up here.
Oh, it's just the letter O, Fortuna. Fortuna.
Yeah. A medieval Latin Goliardic poem. Written in the 13th century. There we go.
The obvious answers are a little B.
If you listen to it, you'll recognize it.
Someone
when you
just
said it, I thought you said "Oh Susanna" at first. I was like, "That's a weird one."
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, kind of a country theme.
Yeah, I can't watch it because I'm recording, but someone else can. Lil B,
Yeah, I can
that is an obvious one.
see
Chezz.
why.
Walking into wonton soup anywhere.
I was thinking the A-Team theme song.
Not
Just
bad, actually.
That's
a good one.
It's a strong entrance song. Just saying.
There's a guy at work that has that as his ringtone. It's kind of
I would
annoying.
punch that guy, but if it played without coming out of my phone, I wouldn't, be or subject to punches.
My favorite was when he had the Afro Circus from Madagascar 3 as his ringtone. That was pretty great. Mine, I guess, would have to be "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangsta" by Ghetto Boys.
That would be a good one.
That would be a
That's the
classic.
Office
Yeah,
Space
from
song
Office
for people
Space.
who don't know. APL Laced Curtains. It's a pretty good one. Paul, you can go look that
That's a
up
good one.
if you want. Based
Laced.
APL.
Wonder Balls is always a strong one. Yeah, that's another good one.
John's one hit wonder. John had
Still
other
need that-
parody songs, but
We still need that
one-
studio recording, John.
I know.
Yeah.
Andre Agassi
things
is better.
things I'm
So-
interested in doing. Going to Sacramento.
That's true.
Scott gave me a hug. We might get a new version of that.
Let's see.
President dude, Based APL needs to just put a record on iTunes.
He does.
I don't know why he hasn't.
That'd be hilarious.
I don't know. Are the samples Scott uses copyrighted? I don't know.
I don't know.
They don't sound copyrighted. I'm just saying. No offense. No offense.
No
They
offense.
Scott.
Are you
Don't sound like
saying
some
that he's not a
code.
good beatsmith?
Are you saying that Scott makes his own beats?
Not saying that R. Chata made his beats or anything like that. I don't know what's going on over there in that house.
Oh wow! Shots fired.
Shots fired at Rishi.
Drama alert.
Chezz taking on Machinima one dude at a time
I'm
here.
gonna venture to say they went to royalty-free beats, probably with a Z at the end.com or something.
It's like a blacklight attack.
This
I'm
is my
so-
last podcast before Scott comes back. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. That's a solid song as well. Especially to play when entering a room. People would know who was boss.
That was
When
that. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm looking for actual questions for Paul here.
I know, right?
Come on, guys.
Now people are Tabes
Hey,
rocking
those
the
work.
house.
Oh yeah, that's what I would choose.
Guile's theme song. Not bad. Alright, what else do we have here?
AMD or Nvidia?
Ooh,
That's a good
a
one.
controversial question.
Lately, if you're looking at the highest of the high end and not $500 plus, 7970 gigahertz edition has been beating the 680 in a lot of areas.
Those new
680 still
drivers.
wins somewhere. Yeah, the drivers, they've taken them a very long way. So yeah, if you're buying right now, that's probably what I'd recommend if you're buying a high-end card. And I have not had time to go over the 660 range, the 7870 range more recently. But yeah, I For me, actually, a lot of times it comes down more to like the manufacturer of the card itself versus the GPU, because I'll kind of gear it more towards the type of build quality you're getting, or if you're getting an aftermarket cooler, or if you're getting like a cherry-picked GPU or something like that. And then if you can eliminate coil whine, that's another thing. Like if I'll find the more cheaply made cards that have not as nice of components, and they'll sound like nails on a chalkboard when you plug them in. But then you'll find that the better quality cards will just, I mean, the only sound you'll hear is like a little bit of noise from the air moving from the fan.
So let me ask then, who's your favorite NVIDIA manufacturer and your favorite AMD manufacturer?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ah, gosh.
We all have our picks. I like Sapphire a lot for AMD. That was what I always went with those.
EVGA and Power Color for me.
EVGA and XFX for me.
Okay. Yeah. The XFX, I really like their Double D series. Plus, it's just such a hilariously suggestive name.
They should just put boobs on the fans and get it over.
Yeah, they could. I've been impressed by some of MSI's cards lately. Definitely, Asus is always solid. I mean, they have been. Usually, their cards are a few bucks more, but I think Asus is something where you always kind of get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Gigabyte, I like their cards a lot as long as you don't care what they look like. They perform really well. I feel like they need to design them to be more aesthetically pleasing, but their coolers are really nice, actually.
That's why I like EVGA. I like the way they design their cards.
Yeah, EVGA, I find like they have a lot fewer custom designed coolers than
they're pretty
a
much
lot of the other
referenced.
companies. Yeah, a lot of their coolers are referenced. They'll do a little bit more with the card itself, where you'll get like the For the Win versions or whatever that have cherry-picked GPUs.
Right.
And those are nice. I mean, you can always push those cards further. But yeah, when EVGA has come out with like that, dang it, which one? The Signature 2, I think, was a dual fan card. I just like the performance of that style cooler better. And it's probably because I always test these on an open test bed and not in an actual system, so I'm not paying any attention to anything except for the GPU temperature. But, well,
Yeah.
I'll stand by it.
So, what do we got? What do you think of, someone had asked, and I'm sorry I didn't get your name in chat, but someone had asked, have you seen anything of the PS4 stuff, and what do you think about the new consoles? Obviously we're PC here, but
Yeah,
it affects everything, so.
I noticed it. The specs I've heard so far have been kind of underwhelming. I feel like for the actual hardware that they're using, I feel like they should be using some kind of next-gen hardware that's not even available yet. But I understand console developments they're usually a little bit more conservative with that. Because I mean, wherever the consoles are at, you're gonna get kind of relative performance for any PC title that's not solely for PC. And you get those beautiful like PC-only titles, but those are just there's a lot fewer of them overall. So you'll see the whole industry pushing forward, I think, more if the consoles are more capable. And I think like graphics capabilities have stagnated for quite a while. I think because of that, because the consoles we're using all came out in 2005.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's exciting. They're going to get some at least newer hardware. They're going to have some newer special effects and APIs and stuff to work with. But as far as the consoles themselves, I'm probably going to be sticking with PC gaming primarily.
Well, you'll be better off too, because x86 is something we've talked about on here before. Just the fact that it'll be x86 is going to make it nicer for everyone.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful.
So, all right.
I had seen a question back a ways that asked, what got you into PC gaming? And I'm going to expand on that and say, what was your favorite PC game growing up?
Let's see. PC gaming, I didn't start out with until, 1997 or 98. That's when we first actually had. I mean, that's when I would say actual PC gaming.
Right.
Favorite growing up would probably I'd have to go towards college for that, because that was like when I actually had glorious amounts of time to sit and game.
Right.
Favorites from then would have been Quake 2 and
one.
StarCraft.
Oh,
Good choices.
I've always been the kind of gamer where like I don't play a lot of different games. I find one and I kind of fixate on it, and those are both games that I played a lot of.
Did you ever get addicted to WoW?
Yes.
You can just hear the shame in his voice. Yes.
Well, he
It's
couldn't
not
have
all
been as
shame.
bad
No,
as me, so it's
I
all
have
good.
some good friends. Actually, my wife started me playing WoW, so that's
There you
one
go.
thing I
Solid
can say.
pickup.
Yeah, she's awesome. And we have how many people? We had at least 3 friends who we met on WoW originally who came to our wedding, which was pretty cool.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, John
I
and
met
I.
Ben on WoW.
Yeah, we met on WoW, and
Nice.
Bob was hopelessly addicted to WoW at one point. as
Oh,
well.
it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. I played from alpha on, and I rage quit during whenever Burning Crusade came out, because I was one of those retards with a ridiculous amount of purples that were suddenly worthless. So I just quit.
Oh,
I gave my account
Bob
away.
doesn't understand gear resets.
Nope. I was so mad.
I understand.
Yeah,
It's
But-
okay.
yeah. I'm better off for it.
You can just take solace in knowing, though, Paul, that John and I at one point were playing a character of mine 24 hours a day
Oh,
in
nice.
PvP. So, whatever you were doing, it couldn't have been that bad today.
No, not quite, not quite to that level. I mean, but looking back on like the good years back when you're like, when you had a good group playing and like you'd get together at the same time and everyone would be having fun and on vent and everything, like some really really good memories. So
Yeah.
it's not all shame.
My account's still active. I still jump on.
Yeah, you're playing that Pandaria. I'm thinking about it.
Oh yeah, well my account's still active, of course.
Yeah.
I just like to go in and like just play for a couple weeks at a time every once in a while. So I'll just reactivate for a month or two and see how the game has changed. Realize that it's the same game that I played 7 years ago, and that it's still good to this day for somehow.
Yep.
So.
So.
There's certain games that I play when I don't want to think at all, or at least as minimally as possible, and it's very relaxing, those types of games, and WoW is definitely one of those.
So we have a few more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. We're over your time there anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
But you got too many videos to edit, man.
I do. I didn't post one. I've been trying to post one on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I got a few to post this week, though.
I've had lots of... Have you ever played League of Legends?
You know what? I think I've tried it for all of like 10 minutes. That was about all, and I saw the danger there, and I've managed to stay away. Yes. I like literally. It's the type of game I look at, and I say, "Oh, if only I was in college still." Because yeah, I just like,
By all the riot points.
yeah.
So some the other Miles in chat asks, how many hours go into an episode of either Newegg or a review on your personal channel?
That varies a lot. My personal channel, it varies a lot. It's like, because I mean, the type of video it is, if it's like, here's a product, I'm going to unbox it really quick, I'm going to read you guys what it says on the box and maybe say a couple more things about it that I've researched and found out. Those can be pretty quick. Something like a build or something where I'm actually reviewing a product and taking some time to use it for a while and see what I think about it, those can take many more hours. So
Yeah.
if you actually go into our Newegg videos, though, like some of those we've gotten down to the point where the video itself, like shooting it, can take an hour or less, and then the editing could be even less time than that. So sometimes we can actually turn them over in like a couple hours. That's if it's like a fairly simple, straightforward product.
So we have lots of praise for the how to build a PC video.
Well, thank you.
we linked
Yeah.
we linked
We
to
linked everything.
everybody.
You have no idea how many hours it saved me and how many phone calls it saved me.
Oh,
Like, it's just a fantastic video.
thank
Yeah.
you. Like literally, like I don't get recognized in public very often, but when it is, it's usually because of that. And I'm like, every time it happens, I'm filled with this sense of, can I call it joy? I don't know. It's wonderful. Like honestly, it's the reason I made it was to help out people and to help out people who like to help out people. You know, because I've been in that situation too, where you like trying to explain something to somebody, and yeah, every time I hear that, it means the world to me. So thank you guys for watching it and sharing it.
Yeah, we along with PC Part Picker. I don't know if you've seen that site, but
Yes.
Philip's an awesome dude. He's been on the podcast before, and he's done a little web work for us before as well. The guy who runs PC Part Picker. But between PC Part Picker and that video, we pretty much don't have to answer anything complicated anymore.
That's awesome.
So,
Beautiful.
we'll end on a last question here. What is your favorite product you've ever reviewed? That's a lot of products, but
Wow.
That is a lot of products.
Wow.
or maybe favorite or best. I don't know how you want to really phrase that, but
Dang, I feel like that's a question that I should have an answer for, like right off the bat. But I've never been asked that, and
blew
I
you away or something.
Yeah.
Most
Uh,
impressive for the time, perhaps.
And then you got all the different product categories, so I feel like it's hard to
Yeah.
compare like a really good case to like
That's
a
rough.
really good. Recently, the ones that stuck out is, I mean, the Titan. Of course, it's pretty marvelous. I know it's like ridiculously expensive, but it does what they said they would. I thought the Ares 2, again, going with the video card, but that was a really well designed card, and I think it kind of lends itself towards seeing more of that type of design in the future, and the performance was amazing. Temperatures were like ridiculous. I'd never seen gigahertz edition GPUs, even overclocked, like running that cool. Yeah, is that?
Yeah,
is
no,
that- is
I mean,
that
No, that's
suffi-
good.
I-
you've reviewed
like-
like
I guarantee you, it's like the rest of the night tonight, I'm gonna be sitting here thinking like, oh, dang, I could have said that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that some thought, and maybe I'll do a video and try to say like my top 5 products or something
I'll
like that.
hone in on that question a little bit, because I'm actually looking for a new case, like
Okay.
probably ordering it this week. Like, what cases have impressed you recently?
What is your price range?
Like 100, 120, maybe as much as like 150, but probably wouldn't go that high.
Okay, the case that's to my left that I just built in is the Fractal Define R4. I don't know
Okay.
if you're into that style. I mean, there's a pretty wide range of styles. I feel like there's kind of the more subdued, enclosed case where you don't have many lights or anything like that. It blends in with like a home theater or something. And then there's the look at my computer and all the parts inside. And I like both of them. So which of those do you veer towards?
I was actually looking at the R4 as one because I don't care about having like a window really.
Okay.
So,
Well, the one I just built in does have a window. So what I kind of like about it is like, it's a nice balance. I've gone more towards the more subdued look, but they have this one that does have a window, and since I'm doing videos at home now, I'm gonna have it in the
Right.
background and everything. So it's kind of a nice balance. I'm pretty sure it's in the low hundreds. I think it's 120 or 130.
Yeah.
But just really well built. It's got a simple little fan controller in it if you're into that. I like the aesthetic, and I like the build quality, and I like kind of the black and white thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, are you looking to do like water cooling or anything like that, or just
No, I wasn't gonna go.
That was a question in the chat. They wanted to know what your thoughts on were air versus water cooling right now.
Okay.
I think water cooling is always better, but it's a lot more expensive to do a custom, so it's a bit more unattainable for people. Honestly, I have personally done almost none as far as actual water cooling goes. I've done a bit here and there, and I've participated in builds where other people were doing it, but I've always just gone with air cooling just because it's like, well, I can buy a $50 air cooler and overclock to 4.5 gigahertz, or I could do a $300 or $400 water cooling loop and overclock to 4.8 gigahertz. And
How do you feel about the closed loops?
the closed loops, as long as you're not going with one of the simplest, most basic 120 millimeter thin rads, those I don't think the performance is worth it. If you are overclocking, go for a thick rad 120 or one of the longer ones like an H100 or there's actually
sitting over there.
yeah
have it
those,
installed.
Sitting, yeah.
those do a really good job. I mean, it's just physics, you know. The liquid cooling is always going to keep the CPU cooler. So especially if you want to overclock and if you want to long-term overclock, to where you want to get something where I'm okay running this on an everyday basis. I'm not just seeing how far I can push this.
Yeah.
I think it's a definite good option for people. I would just say make sure you have additional airflow, especially around your VRMs if you're overclocking, because that's something that people don't often remember, is that the closed loop ones will cool your CPU, but you might have radiators around there that are cooling your VRMs that are supposed to have airflow over them, and people sometimes forget that. So don't forget the airflow.
Very cool. Speaking on cooling still, to expand on that question a little bit, as far as air coolers, we always tend to recommend like the Hyper 212 Plus and the Cooler Master Evo. What are the air coolers that you have had good experiences with?
Yeah, those.
Yeah, they're just so good for like 20 or $30.
There's like 3 or 4 like very similar coolers to that in that price range, and I know all of them work just about the same. I think Cooler Master just kind of jumped on it pretty early with that design, and they've got a lot of momentum behind it, so that's the one everyone always points to. There's a few more right there that I know work just about the same. But yeah, I kind of like have my more inexpensive air cooler, and I always go with a Hyper 212 or something. If you're going like $50 or so, my favorite for a little while has been the Thermaltake Frio, but I know there's some others out there that I haven't given really a proper chance yet. And then if people are pushing up to like 80 or 100, I usually veer towards like an H100 or something in that range.
Yeah.
Which I know is in air cooling, but if you're going to spend that much, I'm always like, well, you might as well water cool if you have the room.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think that will be it for the questions. Thank you so much, chat, for all the good questions there. They were better than the no questions that we wrote in the doc. So, we had it. Wow, that was like 50 minutes instead of 30. But hey,
well,
we'll
Yeah,
take
thanks
it.
for your time.
Yeah,
that's
thank
okay.
you,
No
sir.
problem, guys.
Well,
Thank you for joining us, Paul. It's been a pleasure having you on. We're all big fans, actually. So,
Thank you for what you do.
yes.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the invite and everything, and it's been great hanging out tonight.
All right, man. We'll hopefully talk to you another time.
All right, we'll keep
Thanks,
in touch.
Paul.
See you later.
We'll see you at PAX.
Oh, yeah, see you guys at PAX.
Yeah, we'll
PAX
definitely
East.
see you at PAX.
All right, look for our booth.
Yes.
Will do.
All right,
we'll be there.
All right.
cool. See you later.
Later, Paul.
Thanks.
Thanks. Well, that was cool.
Good
That
guy,
was cool.
Paul.
Yeah.
All right, stream. I'm gonna run a quick, just 60-second ad for now, and I think John's call went out, so hopefully we'll get that fixed.
I'm gonna fight
we
Paul
will
at
be
PAX.
Right back. Yeah, you can fight Paul at PAX, bros. So Paul is a good dude, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my phone. We're gonna give John a little bit. We just ran an ad, but we're gonna give John a second here to come back as we dive into the actual podcast. So we have a lot of good Twitter questions tonight, though. Yeah, Paul's definitely a bro. I thought it was very cool when he came on before and was like, I just kind of want to shoot the shit with you guys. So that's very cool. I'd rather that than we've never really had a guest that's just been like, I'm here to promo shit. But like, even though, you know, Jared's definitely been on here to promo things, but like, it's Jared, so you know what you're getting anyway. But so it's good that way. Bob is always mad, chat. Always.
Like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Always mad.
It's a secret.
I'm seeing if John texted me or something.
Bob is mad because he didn't get his 11th Corsair.
You alright, John?
And my computer died.
Oh, okay.
AKA, I kicked the switch under the thing, and I heard it make a weird noise, and I was like, what the shit's going on? And then my computer shut off. So...
We have our work computers in like these sling things that fit under the desk, so they're off the floor. The tower's off the floor, but it's like right at knee height for when you're sitting. So we get calls all the time at work of people being like, my computer just shut off. And I'll be like, did you hit it with your knee?
Yeah.
Yeah! I did, actually.
I thought I felt something.
Well, I got like this stand. I got like a leg rest thing under my desk now, so it's nice. It's like a recliner all the time when I'm sitting here.
Yep. That
Would
was
recommend $20 at fucking Ross or something.
So that was of course Paul. We're back from commercial. That was Paul from Newegg /Paul's Hardware. You can follow him at Paul Hardware, not Paul's. And yeah, definitely go sub to his channel as well. He is a bro. Newegg does some pretty like straightforward videos, and that's why I like watching them generally. Because it's just like when they do like an unboxing or something, it's just like, here is the important shit, and that's it. So we only have one question about Joanna or Joanne, whatever her name is. I did not ask him that, but everybody seems to love her. So if you're going to PAX East as well now, we know we'll get to meet Paul and hang out. Newegg booth. Hopefully one of us
Gotta get
gets
him.
I want in on
Gotta get
that
him.
build competition.
I gotta get him an invite to the party.
Not only are you gonna meet him,
Yeah.
but Bob's gonna fight him, and then we're gonna get him really drunk at the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should get him drunk before.
Who's
you
we?
fight
You're
him.
not going to no party, bud.
I know I'm not.
You ain't going to. You
I'm in
ain't
the hotel
going to
room.
no party.
Crying.
Dan's coming because we're gonna get a golden tweet out of it. Dan's the only one coming.
Golden
Wow.
Sweets.
The golden tweet.
Dan
So-
is being invited solely for his post-party tweets.
They are good. They are gold. Gold is an understatement.
Fucking Chezz thinks he's going to. What the fuck?
So, yeah, let's get into what we've been gaming this week. As we said at the beginning of the cast, we have not the
X
normal
hasn't
crew
been
at all.
gaming much. He's been coughing and being too lazy to mute his microphone.
Cover my mouth.
I liked when he sneezed into his hand and then touched his microphone.
I didn't sneeze.
He's so mad right now.
You did.
No, I covered my mouth to cough.
So I know you don't have a ton of time to game, Bob. But what have you been playing recently?
Blacklight.
Blacklight. You've been playing this
and
Onslaught business.
And I did buy SC2. I did.
You bought StarCraft 2?
Yeah, I'm,
might be the
I'm
one
actually
streaming
gonna
it
join
then.
the.
Great campaign.
I'm gonna go MLG actually for SC2.
Nice.
Nice. I'll see you in
I
Dallas.
think I'm
dude.
good enough. I think
Dude,
my actions
I'll
per
see
minute.
you in Dallas.
My actions per minute is
DSL
like
code S.
105. I don't know. I'm pretty lazy, so we'll see.
It's out like next week. Or
I'm,
the week
I'm gonna
after,
quit my
I think?
job and
I don't know.
24/7.
Have you talked to Nicole about this at all?
No, I know I don't have to.
He's Korean, if you,
You
didn't know,
forget-
so she doesn't have a say.
You forget I do what I
That's
want,
just life, dude.
as evidenced by I do what I want.
That's all you ever say when you talk to her on the phone.
So how is Onslaught? I know Chezz has
I've
probably.
I've
dipped
been
into
playing
it.
the shit
I
out of
liked it.
Blacklight as well.
Yeah, it was fun.
Pretty damn sweet. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty sweet.
So what is it? I have not even patched it because I'm at mod at their patching. So
I should have just manually patched. It really wasn't that bad.
what is it? What is Onslaught?
It's horde mode. Like
Horde mode.
Yeah.
Zombies, zombie dogs.
They're not
Zombie dogs,
Do not
guys.
insult Jared like that. They are Siths from the original
I-
Blacklight.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
not call them a zombie. I learned hanging out with Jared at the launch party for this thing this week. Those are not zombies.
Well, if it offends Jared, then I'm going to intentionally say
That's
zombies.
true. That's a good point.
okay, then it's Nazi zombies.
Jared, by the way, we did get a confirmation that Jared will be at PAX East.
Yes.
So
That's
Yes.
2 people to fight at PAX.
he didn't think he was gonna.
He's gonna-
but he's gonna be.
When Hex had his stream this week, we called Jared when he was getting on the plane. He said he's going to give Hex sunglasses, aka punch him in both of his eyes and give him 2 black eyes. It's pretty great. I'm real excited for that. That's probably one of the highlights since I won't be going to any parties when I go to PAX. So.
Also, if you guys didn't hear the news, BLR coming to consoles, if I heard correctly.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah, good for Jared, man.
Yeah, make money, Jared. That's all
Rolling
I'm
that
saying.
Xbox money.
Well, the
Yeah,
big
one of them-
news there is that they have the publishing rights to it.
Yes, get the fuck out of Perfect World, please.
Please, God.
Actually, get the fuck out of every publisher you're using, Zombie. Please.
I think they're still trying to wrestle the PC rights back.
They are.
Because they're just...
Hope they are.
How we've talked about... I don't know if we did talk about this on the podcast, but Special Forces T-Max, man, the publisher and marketing behind that game just...
We're
fucking
terrible.
Worst. Yeah. Atari, okay, so I'm listening to Giant Bomb, right? And Atari published that game. Atari, who is bankrupt, by the way. And they slapped the Microprose name, which Microprose is a very old dev studio that Atari just owns the rights to the name, and they just slapped it on the game. Like, just, I don't know why. But, so yeah. Well, actually, K9, Zombie somehow owns that, because that game is about 6 years old, Special Forces T-Max. It was a game that was scrapped several times at Zombie before it was completed just now.
And it's really fucking good.
Yeah, it's fun
Literally
as fuck.
completed just now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of there's no people, man. It's fun. It's just like you got to get people on to play it. But so you've been on that BLR grind, Bob. John, what about you? Just TF2?
I've been playing a lot of BLR.
BLR? Hopping on WoW?
Not this week at all. I actually have to do my LFR tonight at some point. ESEA playoffs don't start till next week, so I'm kind of like not playing TF2 because it hurts my brain sometimes. So mostly BLR, and TF2 I'll do like pickup games, but I won't play like scrims or anything because it's my week off.
So, what about you, Hex?
Light this week. We did Horde mode on Wednesday for BLR Onslaught, whatever it's called. And that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Still playing Binding of Isaac. I think the game, honestly, I played the most this week is an Android game called Uphill Racing, because I was just like so busy I didn't even have time to think.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, like that game is really good. Like if you have an Android phone and you just need something to kill time with, Uphill Racing is really good. But
Andrew, that's the Apple phone, right?
right, yeah, they do the what's that phone called? It's
I have
the,
that.
It's got
shut the fuck
16
up phone.
threads and a...
Yeah, I have
10 meg
that
pipe.
Apple. I have the Apple Android phone. So
Well, that's how you got the high score in every MMO in existence, right?
16 core, 10 meg pipe.
Right.
Yep.
That's one that's never gonna get old.
That ruse will never, that'll never go away. So what about you, Chezz?
Played Onslaught with Hex on Wednesday. We played that Nazi Zombie Sniper Elite, where you East Coasters couldn't play with us, so me and Nick
I'm
Fenton
still
played
mad.
that. No, I'd be mad too.
Because I played it solo and I enjoyed it thoroughly while we were casting, but it would
It's a fun game, and I
Yeah.
can only see it. You can go probably for quite a few hours on one run with 4 people. Because it was just me and Nick doing 360 knocks off of Red Roof in the favela on these, on Hitler,
that
followers.
was exactly what was happening, actually.
But otherwise,
360
I
no scope Hitler.
What was really
Yeah.
happening, though, was Chezz was getting carried by Nick Fenton hard.
What? It's not my fault. I don't play those. No, I'm just kidding. But I did have a lot of fun. I think with 4 people, you could really go for like a huge long run.
Yeah.
Did you just try to say you don't play shooters?
No, he
I
doesn't play
I don't
Nazi
play like
zombies.
I don't play Nazi
Oh.
zombies. I never really got into that kind of stuff or horde mode stuff. But granted, when we played that BLR Onslaught horde mode thing, that was like a ton of fun. I don't know why. They open up the depots for a certain amount of times. I had a blast playing that. Yet I still ended up, even today was my day off, I spent most of my time playing Arma. So
addicted,
you can
dude.
hate me, you can make fun of me. I don't know what it is
Wasteland,
about the
or what are
game.
you playing?
Yeah, I was playing Wasteland.
Wasteland's sweet, though. It's not.
I don't know
Arma.
why it is,
It's
and
like-
I'm not even that good at it. I die so fucking often because I'm the least tactical player there is. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got shot from a tank from 1,000 meters away. What the fuck? And then I freak out and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find somebody else to kill. But I just keep coming back to that game. And the Arma 3 alpha goes live in 2 days, so I'm looking forward to that.
So
But,
if you're interested in that, you can pre-order Arma 3 on Steam, I believe, and you just get in the alpha, right? Like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
basically
Yeah.
how it comes down to. So, yeah. So it's alpha, so it might be. And there's like, we posted on one of the uplinks. There's like 8 missions total you can play or something. A couple multiplayer.
Yeah, the cool thing is that they're allowing like modding right out of the gate. So I'm like, that's
Yes.
pretty sweet. They're like, we want to see what the community does prior to its launch. They're like, we want to see
So-
where it's gonna go with it. So
So we know what to make for our next game.
exactly.
Yeah,
You
no,
can make
straight
straight
up.
perfectly okay with that.
Yeah,
Because they figure out what people want. They give people the tools to create what they want, and then they take their idea, they polish it, and sell it to people.
So there you
It's fine
go.
with me.
give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Yep.
the War Z is so good. That's by them, right?
Wow, dude.
No, Garrison made that one.
Yeah, that's a Garrison game through and through.
It's
I
a
don't know
Garrison
what-
side.
Fix your fucking game, Jared.
That's good for me.
So, I played Second Night of Alan Wake was this week on my stream, and I've come to the conclusion that all the combat in Alan Wake is just there to annoy you
It is.
between story parts. Like it's innovative in a way, like doing the light thing to make them vulnerable and then you shoot them, and I'm getting a lot better at it. But I'm just, every time there's a combat section, I'm just like, time to grind through this combat section to get to another really good story part. Like, that's essentially how I look at the game now. It's like, it's not fun to me. Gatman, I did fine on Monday with the combat. I only died once. But it's, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's just not, it's not fun, man. Like, it's just not fun to do the combat to me. Even when I do it completely 100% well, I feel no satisfaction. I'm just like, well, this was cool. Time to get to this next story part. Because the story is awesome. And yeah, it's incredibly repetitive. But
The environments in that game, watching your stream when you play it, like the environment, like the environmental aspect of the game looks incredible.
They really did a 2 or 3 year old game, and they put it out on PC recent, and it's good. I mean, it looks really good on PC. So, but the game is really good though. Like, I don't want to stop playing Alan Wake. I want to know what happens. I have to know what happens. But it is like a grind when I get to a combat section already, and I'm only through 2 chapters. So, but then Tuesday night, I played, for our launch night stream, I played Bit Trip Runner 2, which, if you were turned off by Bit Trip Runner 1, because it's hard, it's really, really hard and unforgiving, this game might be more up your alley. The art style is completely different. Very cool art style. Just like, it's more, I don't even know how to, it's not like 8-bit anymore, although there are retro levels.
Yeah.
Bit Trip 2. But what's cool about it is if you just want to play through the game and get through it, there are checkpoints you can hit mid-level so that you only go back halfway. Whereas in Bit Trip 1, you get hit. You get put back at the beginning of the level. But you can also choose to jump the checkpoints in Bit Trip 2 and get more points that way. And the other cool thing is everyone who has Bit Trip on your Steam list, the minute you load up the level, it shows their scores. So you have like, oh man, I want to beat Fat Attack or Ginger Bomb on my friends list particularly. So, and of course the music, as ever with Bit Trip, amazing.
Oh, so good.
Oh, and Uncle Dill. I almost forgot Uncle Dill. The high pickle that I'm playing as, that dude's fucking sweet. Because there's 5 characters you can unlock, and you can unlock costumes for them all. Dude, Uncle Dill, bros. Yes. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, that's what I've been playing. And today, I beat Binding of Isaac. I beat the game.
What?
Yeah.
I beat the game this morning. Killed Blue Baby. Had a fucking laser the size of the screen that pretty much one-hit everything. It was ridiculous. It was like an hour and 15-minute long run because we were like re-rolling everything and gambling. So I got the 13th ending, and I still have to do the challenges to get Platinum God, but other than that, it was ridiculous. Hangover Birthday Edition Sunday stream went incredibly well. We had like 110 concurrent viewers for the whole stream. It was awesome. The Isaac run was sick too. So Hex, I had Polyphemus with Tech, with Pact, with the Spider Bite, which slows enemies, and then I also had Mom's Contact, which freezes them.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
beast mode.
It was pretty beast. So it was fun. Stream loved it. Yeah. So it was pretty awesome. So that's what I've been on. That is pretty much it. Oh, and COD. I played a lot of COD this week.
Yeah, you did.
I played Black Ops 2 a bunch for I don't know why, but I did. And I played COD 4 a lot this week.
I watched Blacklight Attack streaming Black Ops 2, and I really wanted to play it, but I wasn't going to play like without anybody, and he was just getting ready off to go to bed,
Dude,
so I didn't play.
Speaking of his stream,
So good.
his stream is awesome because he can talk forever. He streams Fridays at midnight, guys. So, well, Saturday at midnight, I guess you could say.
He's our version of Toonami.
He can talk forever, and he got really fucking drunk during the stream. And it was to the point at about 2:30 in the morning where I was like, I need to go to bed, but I need to watch this to police this man. But it was amazing. You guys should tune in. It's really late, obviously, for a lot of people, but it's
also
pretty
Friday
amazing.
night, so
Yeah.
man up.
So, it's pretty awesome. And it was my birthday today, bros. So there you go. I'm 30.
Happy
Old.
birthday, Dan.
It's your birthday.
So did you drink that entire bottle of gin today for your birthday?
No, I didn't drink any alcohol today. Although I was not that hungover. I did drink like 14 beers last night, though, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
Hex and Bob were over. It was a good time. It was a good
I think
party.
John is probably
saw
hungover for all of
photographs.
us.
I was decidedly hungover. And today was just not a good day on top of that.
Me and Mike Pollack and my brother-in-law were up till like 2:30. So, yeah, and I spilled beer and ruined my wireless keyboard. I
Oh,
spilled
that one
beer
on your
all
home
over it.
theater PC?
Yeah.
Nice.
Happy birthday, going to get another wireless keyboard.
Yep. I'm alright with that. Yeah. So that's what I did. So we're going to take another quick break here, guys, and then we'll be back with the news, which we'll try to go slightly quickly through, but we should be alright on time. So we're going to take a quick minute break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, Dan got trapped in his shirt. I did get trapped in my shirt
Yes,
at
you
one
did.
point.
If I plug in an Xbox 360 controller, can I use that to play Trials, or do I have to install
No.
shit?
The Xbox controller just plugs in and works.
Sweet. But
That's-
I don't
it's-
know.
The PS3 controller is better for certain shit, but it doesn't just work, is what
Yeah,
I've heard.
and motion joy sucks.
Yeah. So,
You can make it work, but it takes forever.
but like new Bit Trip, like you could play old Bit Trip with a keyboard easily, and I actually preferred it with a keyboard.
Yeah, you can't.
You
No,
can't do it for Bit Trip 2. You just can't. You have
Dan-
to have an analog stick.
Dan, you need to get one of these.
I don't want that. I don't want the touchpad.
It's so good.
I like having a mouse because I actually game on it now and then.
Oh.
But
Nerd.
Nerd.
You just don't have yours set up in your living room because your wife's addicted to your DVR, dude.
Yeah, not yet. It's going there.
kill that cable, dog.
It's going there.
Oh shit.
See, was Game Center not totally cool through all that?
Yeah, that was cool.
It was pretty cool.
That works better than even my Slingbox does because my parents upload it from Comcast is kind of terrible.
Yeah. Plus you have to listen to Steige and Airy.
Oh, they're so bad. I hate you for pointing that out to me.
Are you serious, Mighty Squirrel in the chat there? Yeah, Bittrip Runner's fucking sweet, dude. We did give away a copy of Bittrip 2. Ruthless Badger won it.
Fuck.
And
Do
another
this
viewer
later.
won Bittrip 1. It was pretty sweet. So, John is back. We'll get going on the news, yeah? I think we're going to have differing opinions on this first news piece. I think we're going to have differing opinions, but Brandon isn't here to totally be the opposite of me. So we're starting up the news here, guys. The first thing is, recently we reported on this. EA has said that they're going to start adding microtransactions to all games. So if you pay $60, there will still be microtransactions in the game. And at first, the knee-jerk reaction from me as well was, well, fucking scumbag EA. I mean, that's EA. It's just what they do. But Cliff Bleszinski, who's giving the keynote at PAX, by the way, if you're going to PAX, former lead of Epic, but if you don't know who he is, I don't know what you've been doing in gaming. But anyway,
why do you play games?
Yeah. So he
you should at least know who his wife is.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know who his wife is.
She's a good-looking lady.
She's diehard, like serious female, like game junkie. She's insane.
Yeah.
Really?
So he put out a blog, basically, and also Ben Kuchera also took the same perspective at Penny Arcade. But he put out a blog post basically detailing as to why EA needs to do this and the nature of the business. And to be honest, I pretty much completely agree with what he said in this. And basically it is that EA is doing this as a matter of survival. This is what they need to do to make money. It's not as nickel-diming as you would think it is. It's not really about that. It's more about, this is what we have to do when a game costs $100 million to make for a AAA title. So this is what we have to do to support all the production that goes into this. And I would basically agree with them. I really would. If you need to... Look at how many studios EA closes. Like, all the time.
They're not just trying to make money for their company. They're trying to save people's jobs as well.
Yeah, they aren't always just scumming it up. Like, they have lots of awesome studios under them. DICE, for instance. If DICE went away, that would suck. So, you basically, I feel you have to put it that way. And I wish Brandon was here, because I think Brandon would still be like, fuck that.
No, fuck that.
All right. Why?
Because the best thing about DLC for some stuff is that it's actually valid. Like, and if EA does like DLC or microtransactions correctly, then they're fine. Like, if you're gonna do shit that's cosmetic, whatever, I don't care. But if you're gonna give me, hey, you know what? For $20, the $60 game you bought, you can be done within 10 minutes now. Then why would you even spend the $60? Like, you don't want to play the game, don't play the game, and don't litter it up with fucking microtransaction shit in a $60 game.
As long as microtransactions are approached in the correct way, it doesn't matter how many you have in your game or what, or if they're in the game from the day it launches. I don't care. As long as the game is playable at a competitive level without the microtransactions, fuck it, whatever, make money, don't care.
Like Dead Space 3, which is the big one. I thought that was kind of scummy how in your face they were with those, whereas every time you would get an upgrade, it'd be like, hey, if you don't have enough of the titanium or whatever,
you can just buy it. Like,
but to me, Cliff makes a very good point in that if you don't want to do that, then just don't do that. Like,
well, like you definitely don't have to buy the microtransactions.
Or don't buy EA's games if you're really that against.
That's really easy.
Don't buy. It would
be nice
games.
though. It would be nice if you could shut that off.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, you should have the option to shut it off.
If you've already paid $60
you
for
shouldn't
the
have
IP.
to be bombarded by it, where they have somebody who's dealing with the psychology.
Turn
They'll
off.
hire a psychologist to be like, if you bombard these people after playing for 80 hours, eventually they're going to cave and buy something. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should definitely be an option.
Yeah. No, and someone in the chat said you could still purchase the resource packs with in-game resource. Yes, I know that, but like the point is that like War Inc., which is a fucking awful game, every 2 seconds in War Inc., you can install it. It's free to play if you want to see how bad it is. The whole game is like an ad for buying cash in War Inc.
Well, that's terrible.
You play War Inc. and no AAA developer had done that yet. as far as been in that in your face, and Dead Space 3 is kind of the start on that.
Yeah, like it's already like you already have, product placement all through these kind of games, and now like remember, wasn't it right before the election there was a bunch of like political ads popping up in games, which was all equally horrible.
Yeah.
But like, I bought your game, okay, and it honestly, if you want to survive, here's a novel, just a thing I'm throwing out there. Maybe make a game that's worth $60.
I think the first game that I was actually really angry about in-game ads was probably NHL 09. Does that sound right, Dan?
Yeah, they had ads in that game. That was the first one where the board ads were like Verizon and shit like that. Like it was actual sponsors.
Or like during the presidential campaign, it was like an Obama ad on every single board.
Yeah. They could buy in-game advertising, and it didn't bother me as much as I was like, for a while I was like, are these changing based on like?
That's some cool
changing?
technology.
I was like, that's kind of cool. But like he makes some good points here though, because EA has been picked on, and rightfully so in a lot of cases. I'm not saying it's not rightfully so, but he's got a point. He says in here, no one seemed too upset at Blizzard when you could buy a pet in World of Warcraft, a game that you had to buy that was also charging a monthly fee. Like no one got mad at that.
As long as it sticks to cosmetics, I think
then it's fine.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. None of these games. The only games, in my experience, that have microtransactions that fuck the game up are free-to-plays that are clearly there for one reason only, like not to be a good game, like War Inc., for instance. And people could bitch about like stuff in BLR or Tribes, but nothing in BLR or Tribes was pay to win. It was just hard to grind out. Like it wasn't pay to win.
The guys at Hi-Rez fixed that later on. Like it was way easier to get through that stuff.
The game that I'm really concerned about actually is SimCity.
Yeah, that one worries me a little bit.
I still haven't pulled the trigger.
I pre-ordered it. I even pre-ordered the Digital Deluxe, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have a shitload of content that you either have to buy in packs or they will nickel and
It'll
dime
be
you.
in packs.
Yeah,
and
the problem with SimCity becomes with if you get the $80 version, you get those like city-specific buildings like London, Paris, and stuff, and it brings more tourism, which in turn can actually affect how your city builds. Not that even the region play won't be quote unquote competitive. Like you won't be trying to put another city out of business in that. But like,
I will be.
But like,
I think
you would have an advantage. Like,
don't you also get a different transportation type too?
Isn't the maglev in the German pack or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. I have a feeling that won't really. But I mean, in SimCity, I'm hoping most of it's just like shit like that though, where it's like you can have the Eiffel Tower for $2 or whatever, like. Because if they put that tower in Dubai in there, fuck yeah, I'm paying $3 for that thing. You kidding me?
Yeah, but I just expect there's going to be an ass load of DLC.
Oh yeah,
I'm with that game.
Yeah, well they learned from The Sims.
Yeah. The Sims, that's probably the worst. It's the $20 packs that adds $5.
It's the worst, but it's also like people ate those up like candy. So why wouldn't they have done it?
It's cool that they're adding fresh content. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you say you got the $80 version, Bob?
Yeah, I did.
I'm thinking.
I couldn't even bring myself to pay $60, to be honest, yet.
I paid $45 for it.
Because I just got my tax refund, and I still couldn't bring myself to pay $59.99 for a game yet. Like, I'm still sitting here like, should I do this?
I buy things so infrequently. You guys do buy things a whole lot more often than I do. And when I do, it's typically well after launch. Like, the only launch games that I've bought, now SimCity, Assassin's Creed 3, and I can't even think of what the one before that was. So...
Yeah. But it's like, in a world... With EA, in a world where everything is going free to play, and you still want to do that model of AAA games, same with Activision, they're also in this boat. If you want to still have $60 games, and you're gonna get celebrities in your ads and all that shit, I feel like this is a move you almost have to make, especially when a lot of other stuff's going free to play. So your competition is essentially free. Right.
Another
So-
thing is too, people are being drawn to that concept as it is, so they're going to be used to that kind of interaction with whatever game they're playing. So, they won't dismiss it as quickly. So, I think they're taking advantage there.
I still think they're scumbags.
Well, yeah.
But he basically has said, like, in this post, I mean, these companies aren't here to, like, appease you. They're here to make money. Even, Zombie Studios is here to make money. Like, they're not here to... they're not here to just, like... These are not indie devs.
See, here's the thing. They are here to appease us. They make games. And you know what would make
No,
money
they
for
wanna
them?
make
If they
mo-
make
yeah.
good games. Like, Minecraft made a bajillion dollars because it was a new concept that nobody
They
had done to
do
that
have
scale
a
before.
responsibility to the shareholders, though.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
that's the
But I
problem.
completely understand what you're
Even-
saying. John.
even
That's-
Valve-
Their responsibility is to make things that are enjoyable for us. That is what they're delivering. That's
Right.
why we're giving them money.
Valve is here to make money. Valve's a massive company that makes...
You know what Valve does? They make really good games. That's how they make a bunch of money.
Yeah, but I mean, TF2, no one bitches about paying money for items in that thing. I know the game is free now, but, like...
Because all of them are purely cosmetic.
Not true.
But that's
Really?
it. We just said that has nothing
Well,
to do
I guess
with it, though,
I guess
as well.
the keys aren't, because then you can get the cases.
There's
Because-
lots of weapons and stuff, but you can find all of the weapons without buying them, so
Right.
it's fine.
I
So
don't know.
here's my take on it. And I'm just using Arma 3 as an example of what I'm seeing it going. Like, you had Call of Duty, which comes out for $60. I'm already pissed that it costs $60.
Yeah.
Because then now you want to put the season pass on top of it, which brings the game total to what, $90?
110?
100?
Yeah,
Is it
for
110?
Call of Duty, it's
50
another
bucks.
50, yeah.
There's
Wait,
no
100
way that's...
100? Wait, what? 150?
No.
110.
No, 50,
Yeah,
50 on top of it?
Yeah, 50
Right.
on top of
110.
60, yeah.
So, like, with Arma 3, if you wanted to buy, quote-unquote, the supporter edition, which gives you all the future DLC, it comes out to around $90. In my opinion, that's reasonable for a game that you can expect kind of updates. So, whether it was Call of Duty, I could actually see myself shelling out $90 for COD if I actually was going to do that again, which I never will. I would shell it out and know that I'm going to have these things. $90, in my opinion, is reasonable. Once you're bumping these games above $100, that's fucking ridiculous. Now I'm limiting... I'm not trying to go out there and spend multiple $100 every year. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
spend $1,000 on gaming a year. I'm sorry, but
I am.
Well, let me ask this:
I
what
don't know.
what in your everyday life is your threshold for your cost of entertainment for an hour? Like, what are you comfortable paying
Yeah.
for an hour of your entertainment?
I mean,
You have to factor in the multiple forms of entertainment that you do too. Like you're going to a Blackhawks game. That's probably $60 a ticket for 3 hours. That's $20 an hour. You're paying for
Plus whatever you
that.
spend
Plus
on
parking
beer.
and food. Yeah,
yeah.
parking
I
and
didn't buy that
transportation.
swag.
So
Yeah, no,
that's
I get what you're saying.
that's kind of how I approach my purchases, and that's even like if I'm talking, I'm going to spend $500 on a video card.
Yeah.
I kind of bundle everything into: is this worth $5 an hour, $10 an hour?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that's why I bought the $80 SimCity.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're going to play the shit out of it, so
I mean, you put 80 hours into that game, which you're going to do.
Oh, easy.
You paid
easy.
An hour.
You paid $1 an hour for that. You're gonna put 500 hours into the game. More than likely, you're gonna pay cents per
Yeah.
hour for that.
World of Warcraft, I don't know. I'd like to work it out sometime. As to
Yeah,
what I
I've probably spent $500 on World of Warcraft at least. I'd
a
imagine.
lot more than that.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to segue real quick, and if you guys will notice the subscribe button down in the bottom left corner
$5 a month for all this entertainment.
for an hour worth of entertainment.
But like, I don't know if I will get 60 hours because of the amount of games that I play due to streaming and stuff. To me, that's why I'm still sitting on SimCity, because I want the game very bad. I want that game badly. I played SimCity 2000 for hundreds of hours. But it's like, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Just looking at screenshots, it looks so good.
Yeah,
You know what
it
though?
really does.
You know that you're going to play that with Hunter too.
Yeah, I'll play
That's
SimCity.
true.
But, by the way, I bought 100 Lego Star Wars. That was my first experience with the Lego game. Those games
So
are fucking
good.
sweet.
Oh yeah, they're good, man.
They're
really good.
so good, and you think they're made for kids, but some of the puzzles are actually kind of difficult.
Yep.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
boys were playing Lego Batman 2 all day today.
Oh, I need to play that one still.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. I mean, this is going to be a huge thing as we move more into free to play, and if free to play falls on its face at some point, which is entirely possible, the more you see games like War Z and War Inc. Come out.
I'm most interested to see what Crytek does with free to play.
Yes,
Because having a developer with their technology is a much higher caliber than most developers.
and they're a AAA developer. They're used to that.
So to see how what kind of strategy they use in the free to play market will be interesting. I could very easily see them doing something great like Valve has done with TF2 or Riot or Dota or anything like that, and I could also see them going the War Z route.
Yeah.
See, I read something on Rock Paper Shotgun the other day about was it Warface is their first one? Is that what it is?
Yes, which looked good to me.
Yeah, the guys at Rock Paper Shot said, it might not be Battlefield, but it's also better than Call of Duty.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where this industry goes from here. As far as the AAA guys are few and far between now, as far as the major players. So we'll see where it goes. And now moving on to another AAA developer and more money. This is
bad.
Yes.
I read this story and
Gearbox, makers of Borderlands, makers of Duke Nukem Forever, publishers of Aliens: Colonial Marines, the one of the worst games ever made, pretty much universally agreed upon.
Oh yeah,
with a very sordid development history to this game. If you don't know, it passed through 6 or 7 studios or something like that. It's a Sega property, and so basically what Sega did was say, Gearbox, here's $50 million to make this game. And what is happening now is that Gearbox is being accused by an ex-Sony executive of taking
Sega.
the money, or Sega, sorry, yes, ex-Sega executive, of taking the money meant for Aliens: Colonial Marines and instead funding Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and Duke Nukem Forever with it, and barely giving anything. So,
Scumbag Gearbox.
So here's how that worked. So
if
they
that's
took.
the case.
So they're being accused of taking Sega's money, outsourcing it to some hack.
well, like a
who-
very small percentage of that money.
Right. At a much lower rate. So they outsource it. They throw out all of the work that Gearbox had originally done, just kind of all the concept art and some of the original creations they had made. They threw all of that out, started over, and the end product was total shit.
Yep.
So it came back to Gearbox. They had absolutely no choice but to publish it because they couldn't get an extension from Sega.
But yeah, it's basically looking like Gearbox has allotted money towards other projects that was not supposed to go to those products, and basically broke any contractual agreement with Sega. Now, what was interesting is as soon as this story popped up, the blog post by the Sony dude is gone. That link doesn't work anymore. Or Sega. I keep saying Sony. God damn it.
Just so common to
So-
think Sony and scumbags. So.
Yeah. So, basically, there has to be... Now, whether or not this is true, I haven't seen anything else on this story besides the Tom's Hardware article and related articles to it. I haven't seen anything new.
Right. Well,
But if this is even partially true, like, because usually where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
Situations like this.
well, is the Tom's Hardware one where they're actually drawing links between previous things that had been said about this?
Mhm.
Like, I'd have to skim it here.
But
Somebody
I
said
mean-
that this article actually filled in all the blanks that were questions that people had before.
yeah. And
So-
this is a severe blow, no matter how you cut it.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
it's just bad news for
credibility
them.
of Gearbox.
Yeah.
And it has gotten enough attention that I think people are thinking twice now if you're going to work with them. What you're actually going to get. So I don't know. We'll see if anything else comes out of this. But that is a very serious, very serious accusation.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a no-no.
so, moving on to our next story, and this one is a positive one for once. Good guy Ubisoft, things I thought I'd never say. But So Watch Dogs, everyone knows I have a hard-on for this game, like crazy. I want to play it so bad. Hopefully it's playable at PAX East. I may actually wait in one of them long lines.
I was gonna say, have fun standing in that one.
But Ubisoft is making the PC the lead development platform for Watch Dogs. With the changes to Sony's and what will be Microsoft's new systems going to x86, they said it was so much easier to port that way, and they could make the game as expansive as they wanted to on the PC and easily port it over to the consoles. So, hey, maybe we'll see more developers do this, but that is really good news for all gamers.
Yeah, it is.
You will see games to their full capabilities now. So, good guy, Ubisoft. And lastly here, one of the most speculative stories out there, which nobody has any real answers to. Blizzard, in a total out-of-character move, is going to be at a conference that isn't BlizzCon, which is already strange. And Blizzard is going to unveil a completely new product.
Like, never speculated about at all. Like, no, they have nothing out there about it.
It's not a sequel.
It's not Titan.
It's not Titan. It's not Blizzard All-Stars, because that was already announced. This is completely... It's not Diablo 3. It's none of that stuff.
Diablo 3 for smartphones.
So,
Oh god, don't even say it. Someone from Blizzard will see this and be like, that's a great idea, hire that guy.
so
It's gonna be Blizzard All-Stars. I think that's probably the universal thought here.
that is
it's gonna be
the thought, but I don't know. That was previously announced. And I will add on a news story that is not in here, and that is Respawn Entertainment is going to be at E3. So, John, you have to go play their game. Because they're going to have the game there. Whatever it is. Respawn is going to have the game.
Well, you saw that we didn't have this on the news, but Jason West left Respawn.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that.
Yes,
Yeah.
people in chat have been just talking about it just now. I did not see the article, but people are... but yeah, Jason West, so it's just Vince Zampella now. But they will have a playable game at E3. So there is a product that will be at E3 after, 4 years? Since
I was just say,
Modern
how
Warfare
long
2?
ago? Yeah.
They left during Modern Warfare 2's development, so...
Right.
We'll see. We'll see what they do. I'm almost, over this at this point, but then again, I also want a new Medal of Honor Allied Assault / COD 4. I want a new version of that. More of that,
so
please. We'll see. We'll see. The hype is almost going to be so much that it's like...
They're going to have a hard time living up to that kind of hype.
So,
I wish more developers would take the scumbag approach and just take your awesome games from 10 years ago, reskin them, and sell them to me for $60.
I would buy
Like,
them.
why
Be
don't
so
you do that?
I would be
Like,
so
why-
happy to give
Why
them
don't
my money
developers
again.
do that?
I'd be so happy to do that.
Splash damage. Just take ET. Put some new
Yes.
textures in it. Purchased.
Okay, Disney, you bought Lucasfilms and all their games. Just re-up
I
X-Wing
would
versus
buy.
TIE Fighter.
Done.
I'm in.
I would buy a reskin of Enemy Territory for $200 and not $50. I
Yeah.
would buy that.
I wouldn't
That
even
is the
bat an
thing.
eye at that.
It was
That is the
free,
thing that I
too,
would
back
buy.
in the day.
Yeah.
And I would
Oh,
still
such
do
a
that.
great game.
You charge me $250 for Medal of Honor Allied Assault reskin. Done. Done.
We're playing it. Don't do Brink 2. No, chat. No. So, yeah, we'll see what Respawn has up their sleeves. We'll see what Blizzard has up their sleeves. I'm hoping it's not Blizzard All-Stars, and it's something completely
Yeah.
wacky.
I want it to be something
but
totally new.
we'll
Half-Life
see.
3.
Blizzard has been developing
You
Half-Life
heard it
this
here
entire time.
first.
So, alright guys, we're going to take a quick 60-second break and then do a few Twitter questions. We got ourselves a long cast this week, so I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll be right back.
Dude, fucking reskinned ET. I am not kidding. I would spend $200 on that.
Yep. I would. That would be the only game I would play. So
Not
I
even a
got it.
question. Not even a question.
What happened to games where you
what the
like
fuck?
ET, where you could level within the match? Because remember, you would start out as like a level 1, John, and then you would
Yeah.
unlock all the shit during the game as a medic. So it would force you to do your job as a class, and therefore help your team. You couldn't just be a
Not be a
scumbag and run
scumbag?
around shooting.
I'm an engineer.
And I will do engineer shit, and in order to get the skills I need, because you need me to blow up the wall to get.
I will
further.
I will
Need
covert
an
ops.
engineer.
Oh,
I will play the covert ops, and I will open this door so you can climb into the fuel dump and
Yep.
plant your engineering things.
yes. And I will take all the uniforms, and I will look like other dudes, and I will kill people that way. It was so good. God damn it.
Yeah, it really. Can you even still play it? Like,
Yeah,
Rest in
it's
peace,
still out
James.
there. They're all wacky mods on the servers, at least most of them, and a lot of them are bots. But there are still a lot of servers. But you can't even download the mods to play because
Really?
like, the download from the servers never worked. It would just stop and like.
see, I
So
don't
you-
have like classic ET. I don't need anything fancy.
Just
Just
ET Pro.
Yeah, we use Pro. Yeah, SS had Pro mod on it, but yeah, that game was so good. I said this when it happened like 2 months ago. Someone tweeted out that Twitch was somewhere on Twitch. There was like an ET match going on
Yeah, I
between two.
tweeted
Oh, yeah.
that out.
I was
they-
like, holy
yeah.
shit!
There's still a lot of the European lands, like not the major ones like iSeries, but a lot of the other ones, the smaller ones, they still have ET, and there's still professional organizations with ET teams like TCM and stuff.
God, it's
Still
so
have
good.
they still have ET squads.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was at work when that was going on, and I came back and I only saw half of it. I had to watch the VOD.
But it was pretty awesome. I only caught the end, but it was amazing. All right, moving on to Twitter questions. At Respected asks, what was your first FPS and were you any good at it? Meaning like a 1.5 or 2.0 KD or higher.
I mean, do you want competitive or not competitive? Because my first one was Doom 2.
Yeah, my first one was Doom 2, but the first one I was actually good at was probably COD 4, to be honest. I was pretty good at ET, but I was more good at doing my job in ET
Yeah.
than I was
yeah.
at killing people.
My first multiplayer FPS was Deus Ex, and that's the game to this date. That's the game I've been the best at. So
You were #1 in the world, so there's
yes,
that.
for a very extended period of time. By extended period of time, I mean the entire time that the game was active. So
It's true.
12 minutes.
So,
like 4.5 years.
Yeah, that game, it's still awesome.
ET was the first FPS I played a shitload of, but again, I was more better at like being a team dude than like Brandon. Brandon was just a monster at killing people in that game, but
My first-
that was not me.
My first was Tribes, and I was very good
Star
at Tribes.
Siege, the original.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember playing that on your computer, and not having a damn idea what was going on.
That game was so
Um,
much fun.
But yeah, COD 4 was the first one where I could like dominate people. I played a lot of CS Source too, but again,
I was gonna say Allied Assault was the one where I got into it, and then I played so many years of CS 1.5 and 1.6, and I was better than I am today. But honestly, I was probably mediocre at best, because that's all I am. That's all I do in life is just be mediocre at shit.
Casual.
you're pretty damn good at BLR, Chezz.
That's true.
Discount
Casual
yourself.
Chezz is casual. He's really good at Arma.
He is really good.
No,
at
I'm awful at Arma.
You're not a
worst.
commander, but you know.
I'm no commander. I'm a private, maybe a lieutenant someday. Someday.
So this next question is from _Sally. Would you rather swim 20 lengths in an Olympic-sized swimming pool filled with period blood or semen?
I'd rather kill
Period.
myself.
Period. Blood. You can't swim through semen. It's too thick.
I mean, I feel like
Logistically,
you have
that's not
experience
possible.
in this. Like,
No,
man, I
but
tried it once.
logistically-
You just can't do it.
Logistically, that's just not possible.
What does Justin make you do at Twitch?
I get him coffee.
By swimming through his semen-filled swimming pool?
No, John's completely right, dude. Have
Yeah,
you ever
I mean,
seen
You can't
semen?
swim through semen.
Have you
I
ever
would
seen
drink-
semen hacks?
Rohan says I'd just drink all the semen and swim across.
Lord.
You could like walk through it. That's a good point, NDJ. You wouldn't even have to swim, or you would die horribly and suffocate. One of the two.
Could be any of the
Can I
above.
wear goggles in the semen pool?
Yes, you
I
can
think you
wear
have
goggles.
to.
Yeah.
I think they make you wear goggles.
Probably required. Yeah.
That sounds like a challenge. Exactly.
Next. Just next. Let's go. Next.
This is why Bob doesn't come on the podcast. What does it become?
Next question's a good one.
Yeah.
Hawk
at
Danny's.
Hawk Danny asks, if you could put anything on a billboard, what would it be?
A picture of Dan's face that says "fuck you, cost me everything."
That is that's pretty excellent.
I'm going with that
That's-
too.
That's
what
it.
needs
That's the
to
answer.
go. And it has to be misspelled.
Yeah, it's
Of course
obviously
it
gonna
is.
be
Well, I mean-
misspelled.
Spelled.
I would put Chezz's Skype avatar.
Hang on, I'll show the stream.
Look at that fucking Steve Harvey Chezz meld we got going on, dude.
It's beautiful.
Or
It's
I
a
would
thing
put
of
that
complete-
shirtless Steve Harvey picture that Nick Fenton used to link all the time.
Oh
That
god.
was so good. No text would be needed, but
I actually saw a picture of Lil B's face chopped onto the Mona Lisa. I think that would be up there too.
he is modern art. So there you go. Slender Harvey. Yeah, that would not be bad.
I'd probably just pick a really funny Mimi and put it up. But I don't know. I don't know what it would be of. That
Nick
I still-
Fenton's my favorite Mimi.
Nick
There's a
Fenton.
lot of fun memes.
So this next question is interesting in a lot of ways because I've never thought about it before, but it brings up lots of possibilities.
Nice
Uh,
pussy, Chess.
Yeah, that's a
Thanks,
solid
man.
pussy, dude.
What?
At Chris Lou 702 asks, if you could shit anything you wanted, what would it be? Remember the dimensions of your asshole. Answering this.
At
Long-
least he reminded you that. Like,
If you didn't remind me, I don't know what I would have answered.
I would shit out $1,000 bill rolled up like a tube.
Wow, that's
that's the best answer.
amazingly fiscally responsible and
I would
also not very painful.
I would shit out if I could poop out $1,000 bills every time I pooped. I'd be fine with that.
Dude, I'd be digging through my toilet, dude. Who cares? Who cares? It's your poop. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Just touch it. Just
Just
that's
touch
your,
it. Just touch
that's
your
the
poop,
message
dude.
to take away from this podcast.
Yeah.
When we're done, go poop and then touch it.
If it's your poop,
I-
you can touch it.
I
So-
missed all of that. I'm not participating.
Well, Bob, if you could shit out anything you wanted, what would it be? And John said
Okay,
rolled up
the
$1,000 bills.
What,
And
okay,
that's-
so it wouldn't actually be shit.
yeah, no, it'd be like I want to shit out a fucking Jumanji DVD.
It's just
so
gonna
that's what
come
I'm
out
shitting
your
out. Like,
It's just gonna come out of your ass. Okay.
But that DVD
Jumanji DVD?
would hurt, man.
Much.
Kidding?
like that would be super painful.
I mean,
That's not
obviously,
even
rolled up
usable.
money would be the most versatile, but
Wow, yeah, that's what John said. Yeah,
And it's not painful either.
I think
Right.
if just for to be different, I would say like I want the soft serve that's both chocolate and vanilla. I want that.
For fuck's sake.
So you want to shit out twist cones is what
Yeah,
you want to do.
yeah. I would sell them. Why not?
I was gonna say I want a Twitch TV hoodie, but I don't know if I really want to fish that out of the toilet if I can actually squeeze it through my asshole.
why would you need
Gatman,
one, dude? You're not going to the party.
Gatman wants to poop
I
out Robin
know.
Williams. Robin Williams would be the thing that he would shit out.
Every time? How many Robin
Jumanji
Williams?
or Robin Williams, or like, because I mean, I would shit out Adam Sandler so he can live where his career is in the toilets.
That's a pretty good one.
Jesus.
Shots fired.
Oh, Anion as beast mode. Rolled up. Wow, there's so many good ones.
Yeah, I saw rolled up pictures of my emoticon was one
Yeah.
of them.
Shitting out Uncle Dill would be sweet, because then you would have Uncle Dill to hang out with. If you guys have not seen Uncle Dill,
I haven't yet.
it's
I think it should be like
super. It's this super fucking toked up pickle in Bit Trip Runner. Like he's super toked, man. Like it's crazy. It's amazing. Condoms. You want to shit out condoms?
You can
Just
do
in
that if you
case.
just go to
You don't have to
Mexico.
wish for that. Yeah, you could.
You just go there and then they'll give you
Make that
one.
happen.
Yeah.
It'll be filled with heroin, and then you have to get back into the country.
I think it should be like solid gold 24 karat turds. Like actually in the shape of a turd.
Yes.
So when you go to like sell it,
There's
How'd you
Uncle
get in that
Dill.
shape? It came out of my butt.
There's Uncle Dill, bros. I put it in the Skype chat. If you haven't seen Uncle Dill, he's the fucking shit.
Wow, that guy he's toked.
Yeah.
He
But,
is just gone.
Wow, that question's so good though.
I mean, diamonds is another responsible.
Dude, that's gonna kill you.
that would cut you
That will
up.
kill you,
Yeah,
Chezz.
well, yeah. Put the diamonds in that condom that you were shitting out originally, and then you got a deal.
And
I
then
think
you have
you're
a torn
still
condom,
screwed.
and
Yeah.
now you're
Diamonds are
you're
like
pregnant.
the sharpest surface on Earth. Like what? Like
them into little turd balls that are not sharp.
So you're melding poop first,
Wow, thanks.
then inserting it in you, and then shitting it out.
Look at Sam's response. Rounded diamonds like a poop-shaped condom.
There you go.
Wow. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, Sam.
Diamonds are only sharp if you sharpen them.
They're also
That is
forever.
Correct. That is
They're
correct.
also in Black Ops 2.
They're hard, not sharp. That is correct. I have been called out. I have been rused by myself.
Just rused yourself.
good
bud.
So
ruse.
this
Good
last
ruse.
question is also an interesting one. So at Fake Fenway asks, you have to change one historical event for the worse. What would it be and why? In other words, you get to go back and fuck up some historical event, basically.
KBMOD 2.0 launch, obviously.
That's an historical event?
For us,
Will
I
be
guess.
looked back
Yeah.
upon.
Yeah, it did get shit on pretty hard.
What happened to the 2.0 launch?
Oh, it was bad. It was
I don't even
bad.
remember.
They took we had like 1,000 concurrent at one point, and
Oh, wow.
it got taken down like so easily. I was like, Bob, where's the webpage? Like I texted
It's
him
up.
on the way
No,
out.
it's down.
No, it's
up.
not.
No, it's down.
And Juicer kept linking it and spamming
Yes.
us.
Justra and Dunkus. Use promo code Dunkus, by
But
the way.
let me see. I don't know what I would do, man. You would kill Nick Fenton. Well, that's an old meme. I don't know, man, because there's so many really
To
inappropriate
go
ways
back
to go
and
about this.
fuck something up for the worse. So if you saved Abraham Lincoln, would something shitty happen? I don't know.
No, that's not for the worse. That's for the better.
Well,
Well, you
who
don't know
knows,
that.
dude?
You don't know that.
Shit,
though.
you're right.
This is where we go down this.
Did you
slippery
guys
slope.
watch The Butterfly Effect? I mean, that was an excellent Ashton Kutcher movie.
I fucking love Ashton Kutcher, dude. I'd shit him out if possible. Um,
I'd
See,
fight him
that,
at Max.
That would hurt.
that entire man would hurt
It would also put him where his career is, though. Like,
as well. Yes.
Up
Um,
Dan's colon.
yeah, in Dan's colon.
So I don't know, because I'm trying to think for the worst, because I can think of a million events I would go back and like change them for the better. But maybe, all right, I got one, and this is gonna sound horrible on the surface, so I'm just letting you know that beforehand.
Ready.
I would save Adolf Hitler in the bunker when he kills himself, because I would want him to actually stand trial. But that's also for the better. Fuck. But it's also for the worse, because then he's alive longer. I don't know, man. But I would like to see him actually answer for something. That would have been interesting to see what happened, like we got to see with Saddam Hussein.
Has anything bad ever happened to Philadelphia? Like a massive fire or something?
I think the question is really, has anything good ever happened to Philadelphia?
No, I mean, like Chicago had that massive fire, but like if
wait.
Philadelphia was ever burning, I would have made that worse.
Yeah, well, there was that river that caught on fire in Ohio. So we
That's
could
true.
just... It's Ohio. Who the fuck would care? So even if you made it worse, it's still just Ohio. It's just on more fire now.
Fucking Ohio.
Yeah, so that was the only one I could think of. I don't know. For the worst, it's like, what do I really hate that happened? I don't know.
You've stumped us.
Yeah, you've stumped us, sir. So that's it. I mean, that's all I got. I would make Chezz president of
Wait,
the U.S.
I've got one. And this is going to sound weird at first.
To
but
make things worse.
to make
That's
things
right.
worse.
Make me president
not-
and watch this country go even further into shit.
And it's not even necessarily worse for us, but it's worse for someone, and that is all I want. I would go back to the year 2009,
Okay.
and the year the Pens won the Cup, after Hossa went to the Detroit Red Wings, and we beat them in the Stanley Cup Finals. I would make Hossa just obliterate, like as worse concussion than Crosby had, so he could never play hockey again.
Oh, you know what? Along
Wow.
those lines, what if instead of getting a concussion, Chris Pronger died?
That's mean.
It's Chris Pronger. Does mean apply?
Yeah.
It's
God.
it's Chris Pronger.
Ooh.
Chris Pronger just because you can't play on clay doesn't mean anything. Okay. The fuck
John
you
has
making-
sports balled Chris Pronger now.
Play him on grass. Play him on grass. With 3 triple faults.
Oh my god. Oh god. Iran hostage situation in 1980 would make that go bad. It's like,
Wow.
Jesus.
That's a dark one, man.
There's gonna be a lot of dark ones in the
The
chat.
best, like, sports ball is kind of the best venue for this, but I don't even know. You've stumped me. Except my Hitler thing. I would like to see Hitler
Stand trial.
answer for some crimes, but then again, he's still alive, so that's worse and better. I don't even know.
Either way, we're all fucked. History has fucked us.
I would like to go back in time and not have pushed that fart out and let it sit for a little bit longer.
Is life real bad right now?
Yeah, it's just really bad where I am at the moment.
On that note, bros, we've come to the end of episode 82, nearing in on 2 hours this time. But a couple announcements. The Spreadshirt store is totally redone. Bob has all the new logo products on there, kbmod.spreadshirt.com or kbmod.com/merch. The Cafe Press is not redone yet, but yeah, the pages and the Nick Fenton shirt is still there, our most popular shirt.
It's new now.
Yeah, it's a new Nick Fenton shirt.
New and improved.
I should have ordered one of those when I ordered my KBMOD shirt. I'm an idiot.
So, yeah, that's about it. Make sure to follow us on all our social media stuff. It's down below here, all the links, if you're on the new Twitch page. You can follow each of us on Twitter if you don't already. And, yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. I will be doing a post stream, but you'll have to give me about 10 minutes. But we should be good after that. So, oh, and there's $5 off of a $30 order, Bob. Is that correct?
Yes,
On the
$5
Spreadshirt
off,
store?
$30 order with coupon code GreenWeek.
I thought you were going to say Dunkus.
And coupon code
yeah.
Dunkus.
But yes, join the forums as well on the new site, kbmod.com/forums. We have been posting pretty frequently there now, so.
Oh, dude, and buy Tapatalk while you're at it. We do not get a single dollar for
Tapatalk is
Tapatalk.
sweet.
I'm just telling you to buy it because it's good.
Yes.
I use it for multiple forums. It's awesome.
So, good night, guys. There will be a post stream. Just give me a few minutes and we'll be back on.
Swag.
So, thank you very much.
Bye.
Later, guys.